Dale Earnhardt Jr. just said what a lot of NASCAR fans have been thinking, but nobody at the top wants to deal with. He wants Rockingham back. The problem? Bringing it back could force NASCAR to choose between its history and its future. Here's the situation. Rockingham Speedway, once a staple of the NASCAR Cup Series, hasn't hosted a top-tier race since 2004. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is now publicly pushing for its return, but NASCAR's schedule is already packed with 36 races, and new markets are expanding fast. Tracks like Chicago's Street Race and potential new cities are competing for those same limited spots. Meanwhile, Rockingham has only recently been reintroduced at lower levels, not the Cup Series. This is bigger than one track. Rockingham represents old-school NASCAR gritty racing, loyal fan bases, and deep-rooted tradition. It's the kind of place where the sport built its identity, and Junior's frustration, that comes from watching NASCAR move away from those roots. But here's the other side. NASCAR isn't the same business it was 20 years ago. Today, it's chasing new audiences, new cities, and bigger revenue streams. Street races, major markets, corporate partnerships. That's where the growth is. So now NASCAR is caught in a real dilemma. Do you honor tradition and bring back a historic track, or do you keep pushing into new territory that brings in more money and visibility? Inside the garage, this matters too. Drivers respect places like Rockingham. It's a pure racing test. But teams and sponsors, they're looking at exposure, market size, and return on investment. That tension is only getting stronger. Let's break this down from a strategic standpoint, because this is where the decision gets complicated. First, the calendar problem. NASCAR runs 36 Cup races. That's already a full schedule with little room to add anything new. So if Rockingham comes back, something else has to go. That means you're not just adding a race, you're replacing one. Now ask yourself, which track do you remove? A historic venue? Risk backlash. A new market? Risk losing growth and revenue? That's a no-win situation. Second, the business reality. Rockingham doesn't have the same market pull as bigger cities. It doesn't bring the same level of corporate sponsorship or large-scale attendance numbers. Even with recent investments and renovations, it's still relying on external support to stay afloat. Compare that to something like the Chicago Street Race tens of thousands of fans, major media attention, and a completely new audience. From a business perspective, that's hard to ignore. Third, the competitive angle. Rockingham is known for producing high-quality racing. Tire wear, driver skill, long green flag runs it, rewards talent, and that's something many fans feel is missing from newer, more experimental tracks. So now NASCAR has to balance two competing priorities, pure racing quality versus commercial growth. And here's the real issue. If NASCAR leans too far into expansion, it risks alienating its core fan base. But if it leans too heavily into nostalgia, it risks falling behind in a rapidly evolving sports landscape. That's the tightrope. This debate is going to hit a nerve. Traditional fans, they're backing Dale Jr. all the way. To them, Rockingham isn't just a track, it's part of NASCAR's identity. They see this as a chance to reconnect with what made the sport great, but others are pushing back. They argue NASCAR needs to keep evolving. New cities, new fans, new energy. That's how the sport survives long term. Media voices are split too. Some are calling for a balanced schedule mixing legacy tracks with modern venues. Others believe the future has to come first, even if it means leaving some history behind. Rockingham builds momentum through lower series races. Fan interest grows, attendance improves, financial stability strengthens. Eventually, NASCAR finds a way to bring it back without sacrificing key markets, and when it returns, it feels earned, not forced. The track struggles to maintain relevance. Attendance stays limited. Financial pressure continues, and NASCAR keeps prioritizing expansion, leaving Rockingham as a nostalgic what-if rather than a real option. So here's the question NASCAR can't avoid. Do you protect the sport's history or chase its future? Because right now, it looks like you might not be able to do both. Let me know what you think. And for more real breakdowns like this every week, make sure you're subscribed to SPORTSWIRE USA.